Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe for multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines and many other sectors.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Market Today on Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra. With me is Shail Bhatnagar. Well, this is a show where we help you understand the closing action on the day street. It's panned out to be a day of pretty range-bound and slight volatile kind of a session for the markets. Remember, yesterday was the session where we had hit new all-time high levels on the Nifty 22,186. The markets have been volatile right from the word go. Right now, at least there is a 0.1% kind of an uptick that you can spot on the Nifty. 22,148 is the level at which it is trading at. But clearly, it's the Nifty Bank that is taking away all the limelight. 1% higher in trade, and that's the one that is driving from the front row. Along with it, there are several other sectors that are moving up. So the media stocks on the back of Z Entertainment shares that have been looking at an uptick is up in trade. Realty stocks are up 1.3% higher for the Nifty Realty. Financial services, private banks are the other, and the PSU banking space. All three constituents of the Nifty Bank are up in trade. Oil and gas has seen a sharp recovery from the day's low as well, so that's back into the green. However, still, you do see that the mid-caps, healthcare basket, the consumer durables basket, autos, metals and IT, they are the ones that continue to drag. 1% lower for the Nifty IT. That's the one that is performing the weakest among the sectoral movers today. On the Nifty, again, it's stocks like Power Grid that continue to soar higher, 4% higher. It's HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, the three big banks that are looking at some gains coming in, and that has lifted the Nifty Bank along with providing some gains coming in on the Nifty too. Shail, it looks like the Nifty Bank has felt too bad for not having participated for far too long now. But does it really have the strength to continue to hit its all-time high level, or will there still be a difficult time ahead?
Sakshi, good afternoon and a very warm welcome to all the viewers who are now joining us for the penultimate 1 hour of active trading on Dalal Street. Well, there is good news, and good news is that finally, it's the private sector basket that has started moving on the banking space, led by none other than HDFC Bank. A series of clarifications coming in from the management to the analyst community yesterday, and that has triggered a fairly strong uptick as far as HDFC Bank is concerned. Now 2.5% higher in terms of price, about 1450. But what's missing, Sakshi, is that there is no volume. So you have, how should I say, green ticks coming consistently on Axis Bank, almost at days high, 1085, about 2% higher. You have strong moves coming in on Kotak Bank after a series of changes in the top C-suite, 1.5% higher, 1757. So the positives are that all four private banks for a change are in the green. The bigger positive is that HDFC Bank is now leading from the front, as it should have been many months ago. But that's the only two positives. Volume is missing, but I think that will come in tomorrow. So 47,017 is right in front of you. And Sakshi, over the last, 15-20 minutes, the Nifty Bank has tested its most recent low of 46,840, and from then on to above 47,000. Above 47,000 essentially means it's the highest in February. Let's see what that means, and it'll put it in perspective. Yes, this is the highest now since 17th of January. So you have a 1 month high on the Bank Nifty, led primarily by the big boys, which is HDFC Bank, Axis, ICICI and Kotak. And it's a very nice breakout that you see on the screen. Sakshi.
Okay, so that's as far as the big banking movers are concerned. We are now joined by Vaishali Parekh, AVP Technical Research of Prabhudas Leeladhar, now with us. Vaishali, good afternoon to you and good to have you with us. What's the sense that you have as far as the markets are concerned? Yesterday, we have a new high, we had a new high, but do you think that we will be able to sustain the strength to go forward and climb higher, or this is going to be a consolidated zone for some time?
Very good afternoon, Sakshi and Shail. Yes, well, we are in a very positive mood. Yesterday, we saw market going towards a new high, and likewise, Bank Nifty, which was showing a hurdle at 46,200. Now it's elevated. Now we are looking at a near-term hurdle at 47,200. But I think, having said that, we are slowly progressing higher. So I would have a positive bias because now I would say 22,000 acts as a crucial support. And now, thankfully, with HDFC Bank participating, going towards the next target of 1480 and so on. And likewise, even the private sector banks, that is Axis and ICICI participating, I think it's a matter of time. We will be going towards higher levels.
Recording
yes,
in progress.
view is absolutely positive for now.
Okay, Vaishali, tell us the two stock ideas that you will be going with today. Will it be from the private sector banking space, or are you still looking at the pockets that were so far the winners, the PSU stocks or thereabouts?
Well, we continue to have a positive bias on SBI, but I think the buying opportunity lies in the private sector. So, in fact, we have recommended HDFC Bank as a trading strategy to our clients, and we are looking at a trading target of 1480. So, that's one of the stocks that we are focusing on. And I would not now miss out the chemical sector, though it's a laggard. But technically, as I have always been mentioning, it's very well placed. So yes, I am looking at few of the chemical stocks like SRF, Deepak Nitrite. They all look good to me for a trading strategy.
Okay, they all look good for a trading strategy. But what about Kotak Mahindra Bank? Would you take a bet here as well? We are seeing after a long hongs some kind of a move coming in on this one on the back of news flow for sure. But is this move sustainable?
Let me just have a look. So, well, Kotak Mahindra, we still don't have any clear trend, but it would be just considered as a bounce back for now. So, if one has to get into the stock, 1720 would act as the support, and I would look at first the target of 1780. If it moves past, then we go gradually towards 1800 or so. Well, so this is not one of the stocks that I would have a convincing buy, but yes, I would prefer ICICI.
Oh, okay.
Mark some prices and then also look at technical calls. We've seen a 5.2% cut on Federal Bank. This is to be noted. The gains that you are seeing on Kotak are at the expense of Federal Bank, although some part of profit booking is happening here. But the news being that the gentleman who was supposed to take over the reins of Federal Bank's top management seat seems to have been, for the moment, retained at the Kotak C-suite. So that is happening. What's really interesting apart from that is let's look at the PSU space today. This is mostly undergoing a strong bout of profit booking. Sakshi, insurance plays, National Insurance, NIACL, down 5%. This is the top loser today. After 2 days of successive 18-17% rallies on MRPL, the counter is now shedding 5%, 272. Needless to say, this is a record high. A 5% cut on BEML, a 3.6% cut on GIC Ray. Coal India, SGVN, Engineers India, all down between 2.5%, 3%. In terms of gainers, you have ITDC, 6% higher, 602. Shipping Corporation, 5% higher, 251. And of course, you have Power Grid now trying to hit a fresh record high, 286.85. Coming to you, Vaishali, good afternoon and a very warm welcome. Your view on Power Grid?
Yes, good afternoon and thank you again, Shail, for a warm welcome. Yes, so Power Grid, yes, it is given a breakout. So I would say if it's, and of course the volume has been exceptionally high today. So So I would say that yes, if it's sustaining above 284, 285 levels, we would be now looking at the next target of 300. So it is a positive view and stop loss stays at 280.
Vaishali, would you be a little worried about this 5-day rally that we are seeing on the Nifty and Bank Nifty? Or is it par for the course since at least on the Nifty we are at record highs and the Bank Nifty seems to be doing a catch-up trade?
So I would say actually a market is not showing so much of a strength on the whole, though the index is rising. So I would say we may consider it as a sideways move from here on. But having said that, I don't think that would negate my view for an upward bias. But yes, it can be into a consolidation phase right now because we are not seeing momentum coming in from almost all the frontline stocks, and that is what is a worry right now.
Okay. Vaishali, there is one space that I've spotted that is buzzing clearly from the last few days, and that is the logistics space. I'm looking at a counter called All Cargo Logistics that's now up 15% in trade. Along with it, there are sustained moves on the upside from the movers in the morning, say Snowman Logistics. We've looked at AG's Logistics that had some consecutive 3-4 days of a run up as well. Delivery, the newly listed stock from this space also moved up. Is there something brewing in this space? Are you looking at this space positively?
So we have been focusing on ages and snowmans and all, and today, well, of course, all cargo has given a very high run up, but I would say that yes, so something in the sector on the whole is showing strength, and I would say that yes, there is still a lot of upside left in all these stocks. So yes, the view is positive, and well, I would just take it as a momentum trade or maybe just a positional trade. But yes, overall, this whole sector is buzzing for sure.
Okay.
Sakshi, All Cargo came out with a pathetic set of numbers on February 12th. So it's the Suez crisis. It's, how should I say, as Vaishali puts it really well, a momentum kind of a move that's coming into All Cargo. I'll just give you the numbers. Third quarter consolidated net profit was 10 crore rupees, actually 11 crore rupees versus 140 crore rupees year on year, and 21.8 crore rupees quarter on quarter. Revenue has also shrunk 3200 crores for the third quarter compared with 4100 crores for the year ago quarter. So all this is wrapped in momentum, presented to us as a low ticket high beta item. That's how it is moving. I think we have a fresh record high coming in on SBI Life, 1511, 1.2% higher, and we have now Nifty moving back in the green, about 18 points higher, 22,130. Vaishali, the move of 4 private banks together, which is HDFC, Kotak, Axis, as also ICICI, heralds the fact that you might see a correction happening in State Bank of India, which so far has managed the reins of Bank Nifty. Where do you see this one correcting to?
So I would say actually SBI right now it's not correcting. I mean it's only consolidating. So I think at the most, because not to miss out the fact that yes, SBI just started its rally few days back. I mean yes, I agree there could be some profit booking coming in Canara Bank or a Bank of Baroda and all. But SBI still has to complete its job of going towards higher levels, I would say. So I would say that yes, it could just consolidate and go down to 740 levels, and that again, once again, would be a good buying opportunity. So yes, compared to SBI, I would say that these could be the front runners right now, but not SBI. I don't think would correct so much. It should just go to 740 at the most.
Okay. It's the Fin Nifty's expiry as well. Vaishali, could you give us your view on the Nifty Financial Services Index as well as some of the movers that are moving up also in the NBFC space, including the Bajaj twins now?
So yes, I have been focusing on Bajaj Finance because that has been quite a disappointment. I mean, we never saw any performance coming from this stock. But technically, I would say that yes, it made a bottom of 65 odd, and we had our support coming at 64, so pretty much close to the support. So I would say these are the two stocks which has have to support the Fin Nifty. So I think it's a bounce back rally coming in both these Bajaj Finserv and Bajaj Finance. So yes, expect a bounce, and Bajaj Finance can go up to 68 to 6900 levels for now.
Okay.
Sakshi, I'll mark another stock which is Craftsman Automation. This is something that was suggested by Mr. Chokalingam, and I think this was on 14th of Feb. From then on, it's on a constant rise. And what's really good today is that it's above its 200 DMA on a very, very strong footing, both in terms of gains as well as volume. Vaishali, would you take a look at this one? A nice swing trade in the making. Where do you think Craftsman Automation is headed?
So, well, I think it is a very lovely pattern. We call it a hockey stick pattern. If you go to see the stock after making a high of 5500 levels and then correcting, and then it's giving a good rounding up bottom. And now showing good volume as well as good candle. Today's candle looks very good. So I would say that yes, but conviction lies above 4550. If it sustains above 4550, I think this can go towards 4800 to 5000 levels. So yes, this stock looks quite appealing and can be considered a buy even with today's low as a stop loss.
Okay. I'm just presenting the chart to Sakshi. Let's see whether she can get this made on the screen or not. Now that you mention it, Vaishali, I see a very clear hockey stick, which is the side of the handle is a correction from 5500 to all the way down to 4300, and then an uptick, which is a curve happening to 4473. Chalo. One good thing to have learned today is the hockey stick curve in technical, Sakshi.
Absolutely.
All thanks to Vaishali, our lady luck.
Yes, absolutely. There's always something interesting, when Vaishali comes up, and, that's why I'm sure that, we want to have more of her on Business Today always. Okay, so that's as far as Craftsman Auto is concerned and the hockey stick pattern that we have learned today from Vaishali. Let's now talk about some of the other pockets, Vaishali, that are moving. I'll talk about, let me ask you on Z. 11% uptick now coming in after there is again some buzz that the company is getting back in talks with Sony and reinitiating talks on the merger. This is really some kind of entertainment that all the investors are really getting in from Z Entertainment. Sometimes the stocks have stopped, sometimes it's going on. It's, I think, at least the third or the fourth time that we are hearing that again things may be okay. How do you really look at this playing out?
Well, to be honest, I really dread to give my view on this stock, but yes, purely on technical parameters, I would say that yes, the worst is done, and I think it's in the process of making higher bottom formation. So I would say that if the level of 177, which has been the recent low, if this level, I would take it as the support. And I think if the stock goes in favor of what we are anticipating, that yes, the talks are in favor, I think this stock is ready for a target of 205 to 210. Above that, this would act as a crucial resistance level. About 210, I would say that yes, it's ready for 220, 240.
Okay. So that's the view coming in on Z. We had to take that view because the stock has really shot up in trade, and there is a sane advice that's needed for all the larger audiences who may be having an exposure to this. The other pocket that's moving very sharply is the real estate space, and there is some news flow on as far as Raymond is concerned, because Raymond has launched its first project outside Thane, the address by GS Bandra now in the east of Bandra, and this is going to be a residential project that will have an estimated development value of 2000 odd crores, and there is a spike that you can look at on Raymond's on the back of this news flow. Vaishali, what would you say on this one?
So I would say, Raymond, actually nothing significant on chart is happening. Yes, there is a rise in volume today, but it is going through a long consolidation. So if I were to say, it is in the range of 1650 to a near-term resistance of 1860. So unless and until we see a decisive move past 1860 levels, 1870 levels, we can say that it is just a range-bound movement. But since you're talking about the realty sector, I am focusing on Sunteck Realty. Have a look at that stock, because after a very long time we are seeing some action happening in this, and I think this too is trying to get out of its consolidation. So I think this stock is also ready for an upward move, and I'm positive on Suntech Realty. But Raymond, we will have to wait and watch for this to move past 1870 levels.
Okay, so two stocks we've discussed in the real estate space. Erstwhile, textile giant. It's still a textile giant, Raymond, but its realty business is now overshadowing the wonderful fabric that the company makes. I think, Sakshi, we have a move across the board when it comes to the auto ancillary pack. I had marked Craftsman, but there are other stocks also in the segment that seem to be moving up. Talbros Auto, 1.8% higher, 303. Wheels India is moving 1.5% higher, 622. The likes of Varroc and Minda Corp are up about 1%, and Bharat Gears up about 1%, 124.70. That's the move coming in. And how about this SBI Life? Sakshi, I think we'll have to watch this one. It hit a record high a couple of days ago, and let's see whether that momentum is continuing or not. The reason for this one is that other insurance companies, Sakshi, are correcting, the likes of LIC, the likes of NIACL, GIC Ray, but strength coming into SBI Life Insurance Company. Vaishali, would you want to take a medium-term view on this slow mover?
Well, I would say actually it's gradually progressing. Even on a weekly chart, I think this stock has got strength to go towards 1550 to 1580 levels, seeing the gradual movement, because I don't see any exhaustion even in the indicators. It does have a scope to move further high towards 1550 to 1580 for now.
Okay, so this is something that's moving on the life insurance space. I think the volumes today are 186 crores. Is that a breakout? Let me just check. No, we still have day before yesterday's volume as a lot higher, because that was the record high. Then yesterday we had a bit of a profit booking, not on that much of volume, but fairly consistent. What's also moving now is Pidilite. Let's see what the chart structure is. Yes, this one looks good. 2732. Not much of volume, but maybe Vaishali's magic will work on Pidilite as well. Vaishali.
So I would say yes, actually Pidilite, even the paint stocks, they are all now started moving. So Pidilite today I'm seeing, but the volume is not supporting my view. But I would say that yes, gradually it should elevate towards 2800 levels. And the prominent support that we are seeing right now is at 2680. So I would keep a range of 2680 as support and target for 2800 for now.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Pidilite. You know, Vaishali, your magic is definitely working on the specialty chemical space. I can see Aarti Industries, I can now see Coromandel International finding their place in the F&O space. Tell us, is it finally waking off out of slumber, this entire space, and top 2 or 3 ideas that you would now be looking at very, intriguingly over the next 1 week or 2?
I would want to believe that yes, it's about time because this sector has really not participated. And now that I'm seeing this, I'm seeing momentum coming in SRF, in Navin Fluorine, Deepak Nitrite, all these stocks. So technically, they look so attractive. And even in the mid cap, the cash counter, if you see like the Tatva, Ami Organic, all these stocks have yet to perform. So I think if one has to go into a safe sector, this would be it may take time, but I think these stocks should do well in times to come. And SRF is one of them, which is showing strength right now. So I would say that yes, attractive level to buy because the stock seems to have bottomed out, and I think this should do a target of 2450 to 2500. And in this sector, I must say, Aarti has been an outperformer. We have been tracking this stock since quite a while. And now, if you see the weekly chart also, above 690, and right now we are seeing 705. Above 690, this gives us a scope of further high projections of 780 to 800 levels. So, yes, Aarti is still a good pick even now and in decline.
Okay. So that's as far as the specialty chemical space is concerned, and Aarti Industries is the view coming in, and SRF is the other one that Vaishali likes in this space. The other space I'll take your attention to is the again oil marketing company space. Of course, this OMC space is something that has already seen massive re-rating, and now we've also seen the end of the curve names like MRPL, Chennai Petro, Supreme Petro also reacting in the last few days. But do you think there is a bit of over exuberance now here, given the kind of move that we have seen, Vaishali, or do you still see that enough and more can be tapped here?
No, I would say actually, well, we follow the trend. So I would say that, well, though it is an overbought, but I'm talking about BPCL to start with. So though it's in the overbought, but I don't see any signs of exhaustion. So I would say 600 should act as a support. And I think in all likelihood, this stock can go towards 700 levels. So for now, seeing the renewed round of momentum in IOC today, in BPCL, the strength is still intact. So, well, for a fresh buy, one has to keep stop losses ready. But yes, the view is still positive.
Views positive. We are at 2:56 p.m. Let's just take a detour in the markets and look at the broader ones. Sakshi, there is a lot of matching things happening on the Nifty Bank and the Nifty IT index. The Nifty Bank is 468 points higher. The Nifty IT index is 468 points lower. So exactly a mirror image on both the indices. These kind of beautiful coincidences keep on happening in the market. It keeps you away from getting bored during the day, because at the moment nothing is moving. सब शांत बैठे हैं. They are waiting for 3:30 to happen. A very sharp rally has come in. We are sitting on Tuesday. Tomorrow is the weekly expiry of the Bank Nifty. Day after, it's the weekly expiry of the Nifty. We've had 5 days of continuous run up. Now people are looking at each other. तुम कुछ करो तो फिर मैं उसका जवाब दूंगा. Absolutely nothing happening. If you look at the indices, would you believe it? The advance decline ratio, 1041 advances, 1200 declines. We track 19 indices for you. It can't be divided into two, but will you believe it? 8 indices are in the green and 9 are in the red. बिल्कुल कांटे की टक्कर है इस वक्त. Apart from that, what else is not moving? I think it's just HDFC Bank, and I can't even begin to tell you how low the quantity is in terms of future movements. 21, 83. It's just nothing there.
Absolutely.
Vaishali, have you observed something more keenly than us?
Well, so I would, as you were saying, each day is a new story. I think, yes, you're absolutely right. We have to be ready, because we are seeing that the stocks are not moving in continuation. So if you like one stock today, it's not necessary that we will be seeing. So I would say in a market like this, just hold on to few stocks which have a good, strong uptrend and continue riding with that, because it's very tough to look for new opportunities in a market like this. You just mentioned, Shail, about IT sector. I totally agree that yes, all stocks are showing exhaustion, but look at Tech Mahindra today. Tech Mahindra, I think, is ready for a takeoff because it is showing strength. I mean, if you observe, the trend is good. There is good scope of upside. 1280 is the support, and once we see a move past 1330, 1340, we would see a good run up coming in that. So it's a sector, I mean, it's more of a stock wise movement that we are witnessing.
Okay.
Okay, Sakshi, I'll give you some humor in the market. If you are interested in collecting the immensely huge dividend that MRF announced, which is 3 rupees a share, today is the last day to purchase that. So you'll have to spend 1,40,000.
48,000.
43,000, I think.
48,000 now.
Yes, 48,000. So 1,48,166 rupees. In case you want to pocket the 3 rupee dividend that the company is going to announce, and which it has announced, and it is going to be the record date. I think amongst the logistics space, Sakshi, do you remember a company called TVS Logistics that had supply chain solutions that had got listed? Now this is interesting. Look at the chart, 202 rupees and 5.5% higher. I think, Vaishali, this deserves your attention. We had got the listing on August of 23rd at about 203 rupees, and the stock went all the way up to 260 over the next 10-15 days. I'll find out the IPO price of TVS Supply Chain Solutions. Just have a look at it by that time.
Sure. Is it an NSE? I am not finding the stock. Can you give me the code?
Sorry?
Can you give me the code? I can't find the stock.
It's called TVS Supply Chain. Let me just try and get you the code. One second. TVS Supply.
Okay, is it 202? No, yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yes, I found it. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Of course. So, yes, this looks very attractive. I mean, I think it's worth a buy even at these levels. It's looking very attractive because it's just coming out of a very good, and well, volume has been good today. So I think the previous high was at around 240 to 50 levels, and from there we've seen just a one-way downward move. And now the indicators are also showing signs of reversal. So yes, I think this is ready for a takeoff.
Absolutely. And Sakshi, the IPO price was 197 rupees. So there is nothing lost. The low till very recently was 178 on 15th of Feb. And from then on, we've seen a bit of an uptick. So for those who missed TVS Supply Chains in the IPO listing, had they applied without consulting Baba Bengali, he would not have got you an allotment. But you have the same stock at nearly the same price. So, well, this is really exciting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Brilliant catch over there as far as TVS Supply Chain Solutions is concerned. On that note, Vaishali, many thanks. Of course, like Shail points out, that even on a dull day, there is a lot to talk about when you're there, and your lady luck definitely works in the markets, and we can find such stocks. So many thanks for joining us, and hope to see you very soon on Business Today TV back.
Thank you, and pleasure is all mine.
Okay, let's now take a break, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back very, very shortly, and when we return, we will also continue with our discussion with our other special guest who will be joining us very shortly right after. Akshay Bhagwat will be joining, Senior Vice President, Derivatives Research, JM Financials, to talk about more stock ideas. So stay with us.
Darwin Platform group of companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe from multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines and many other sectors.
Celebrate 32 years of leadership in business news with Business Today. From the groundbreaking AI cover of Sundar Pichai to PM Modi's exclusive on G20, we redefine headlines. Now our 32nd anniversary issue explores India 2029, the 5-year agenda with industry titans sharing exclusive insights. So, just BT it for unparalleled perspectives. Business Today. 32 years of leadership, innovation and business brilliance. Subscribe now. In today's rapidly evolving business environment, when risk is omnipresent, managing risks is no longer just about ticking a few boxes. Businesses need to maintain a panoramic view of risks to stay ahead of the curve. Join us to explore how organizations can rethink risk to unlock new possibilities and become fit for future. At PwC presents De-Risking the Future in collaboration with Business Today.
Welcome back. You're watching Market Today on Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi, Batra, with me Shail, Bhatnagar, and now we have a very special guest joining us, and that's Akshay Bhagwat, who now joins us. He's the Senior Vice President, Derivatives Research at JM Financial. Good afternoon, Akshay, and good to have you with us on this special edition. As far as the Nifty is concerned, a 0.25% higher in trade. But the interesting index is the Nifty Bank today, that's up 1% or so. And finally, we have stocks like HDFC Bank that are moving up. In fact, HDFC Bank shares are now at the day's high level as well. Do you see more promise coming in from HDFC Bank from these levels? Would you be going ahead and buying the stock at these levels at 1454? Akshay, are you on mute by any chance? Okay, we heard you.
So good afternoon, Sakshi. Banking is the flavor of the day, and especially if you see it's private banking which is participating in this rally which has driven the Bank Nifty. HDFC Bank really has staged a fantastic reversal in the past 3 days, and as I see on the charts, 1480 is the possible target in the short-term scenario. It's a good, strong reversal, volumes picking up, delivery activities going up. So 1480 is the target right now. I would be comfortable working it. So it is an ideal BTST trade, or you can take it from a short-term trading perspective. The support area is around 1425 and around 1480 is the first target I would be working with in HDFC Bank.
Namaste Akshayji, what a pleasure to have you back on Market Today. Anything apart from the normal stocks that are moving that attract your attention?
Good afternoon, Shailji. So from the FMCG space, there is Marico, which on the charts front has seen a very strong breakout today. It is 534. This breakout comes after almost 8 to 10 days of consolidation within the 520, 530 zone. This breakout promises you a target till around 5555, so that's the short-term target Marico can head to. Overall, FMCG space has been pretty subdued. My sense is a short-term bottom formation is in place. Most of the FMCG stocks are trying to recover their losses in terms of price action. So I would be betting on Marico here. A very strong chart structure, can be a BTST candidate. 555 is the target with a stop loss at around 525.
Sakshi, let's discuss Marico. This is a wonderful stock that Akshay has picked up, and I'll give you some idea that if you look at the 10-year PE of this one, that average PE for 10 years is 46, and 48 actually, and it's now available below 46.50. Whether that's good or bad, we don't know, but ditto for price to book. The 10-year score is exactly where it is in terms of median, and the counter is at 200 DMA. We've seen and spoken to a lot of people who voiced their disappointment on the earnings that FMCG companies have declared, and of course Marico is among them. It's rare to find this kind of a quality stock at 200-day DMA, and kudos to Akshay for picking this one out. Very, very good valuation. Even if you see the 5-year average, that's even better. So that's how it is. And if you think this is a dullard kind of a stock, let me just remove all such apprehensions. I'll give you a 10-year return on Marico. It's fairly substantial. Just a moment. You know, there's so many things that I track, and each one of them is on a different software. So it takes a while to come back to a different software to look at what I am actually searching for. Marico's 10-year return. Please, just 1 second more. Yes, it's a CAGR of 17% each year over the last decade, handsomely beating the FMCG index and the Sensex actually.
Wow,
Very
that's
nice,
a wonderful
Akshay ji.
step.
बड़ा बढ़िया आपने stock पकड़ा.
I know, and a rare one. That takes my follow-up question to you. Is it just Marico that's doing the wonders, or do you see further re-rating now happening in this underperformer index, Nifty FMCG? Do you see other stocks also following up?
Yes, Sakshi. As I mentioned, FMCG sector has been one which has been very much subdued in the last couple of months. One more stock which comes to my notice here is Tata Consumer. If you look at the price structure of Tata Consumer, this stock has somewhere gone into a hibernation of a sorts, because it's been confined in a trading range for long, almost around a month. You can say the range applicable is 1125 and 1165 on the upside. My sense is it's in an accumulation stage. It's just taking a break, because broadly the chart structure is very strong. On the weekly charts, this is more like a bullish flag and pole formation, which is setting up for a very strong breakout. I would work with targets of 1225 in Tata Consumer. I'll keep a stop loss below 1120. So Tata Consumer would be my another top bet from the FMCG space, which holds good promise from a short to medium term perspective.
Okay, hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen. The Nifty is at record high levels, 22,194, 70 points higher in trade. So we are back at all-time high levels on the Nifty. 0.3% of an uptick for this one, and of course a large part of this has to go to HDFC Bank. That's been moving to the day's high, and that has led the Nifty lifted it to another all-time high, 22,000. We are waiting for 22,200 now to come up on the screen as well, 22,200. If that happens, that could give us a good sense. Akshay, tell us, what do you make of this latest spike?
Yes, today the action is pretty strong. So yesterday, there's slight concern, because despite the Nifty getting past the all-time highs, there were no fireworks because probably US market was closed. That might be the reason. But today it's been supported on Bank Nifty. So the good part is Bank Nifty has come out very strong today. Tomorrow is the Bank Nifty weekly expiry. So again, you can expect some strong action from that index. As far as Nifty goes now, clearly one thing is apparent, that 22,000 is the base which Nifty is setting up for the next upside launch. Possibly 22,350 to 22,500 can be the targets one can work with. So as long as 22,000 holds, where the strongest put writing is concentrated, my view would be positive, with a target broadly till around 22,450 on the spot Nifty index for the February series.
Well, there you have it on your screens, 22,200. First time we've seen Nifty cross 22,200 in trade today. Shail.
And it gladdens my heart more than anyone else that this came on the back of HDFC Bank. Remember that Nifty, even at record high, is up just 80 points. And that's because we've had a 5-day rally. So therefore, the markets are a bit sluggish at these levels. Of this 78, 80 points, nearly 39 points have come from HDFC Bank, 16 points from Axis Bank. Kotak Bank has contributed 11 points. So it's the big boys in the banking sector finally which have started to kick in, and their chart structures are really, really good, and therefore it gives you some hope, some strength that at least Bank Nifty will now move much, much higher. It's already at a 1 month high, and this is also accompanied by a very, very decent uptick in open interest for these 4 banks. Let me just relate that to you. HDFC Bank 2% higher with an open interest structure of 2.2% increase. You have Axis Bank undergoing short covering, which means a decrease in open interest coupled with a rise in price 2.1%. ICICI Bank is a bit muted, 0.7% higher. And how about the fourth one, Kotak, 4% rise in open interest accompanied by a 2% rise in price. Sakshi, I'll also share some wonderful data on how long build-ups have happened. Why don't you just handle the reins? I'll just come back in a moment.
Absolutely, and you know, more and more sectors are now coming up into the green. So the oil and gas is back up into the green, the healthcare stocks are back up into the green, of course led by Sun Pharma. There is a news flow as well that has led Sun Pharma stocks also to inch higher in trade, and that's with respect to the company looking at acquiring 16.33% stake in Surgimatics Inc. for $3 million, and that's led the pharma index also to move over 0.5% of gains coming in on this one as well. So the healthcare is back, the oil and gas space is back, or you have all the 3 constituents, financial services, private banks and the PSU banks now up into the green. You also are looking at the losses getting reduced on the downside. So the Nifty IT was down over 1%. That's now just down by about 0.7% in trade. So there is a recovery happening from the lows of the day. The top movers, the power grid is not losing its top spot. So 4.2% higher, 288 currently. HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, these are the movers. Then you also have NTPC, SBI Life Insurance, Apollo Hospitals as the other movers as far as the top moving stocks on the Nifty pack is concerned. Then of course we do have a lot of PSU stocks. So BHEL is coming back in flavor, 2.2% higher. You have Steel Authority coming up in trade. So the metal pack is again gaining some momentum as well. And of course it's the oil and gas space that are continuously moving higher. Shail.
Okay, Sakshi, I've shared with you the table. Just have a look as to how across the board during the day, either there is a build-up of long positions or short covering in intervals on all 4 private sector banks and also SBI, which essentially means that this momentum is likely to continue on Bank Nifty at least. So this is something that one needs to keep in mind. Please understand, this is not a time to short the Bank Nifty, even though the rally is now 6 days old. Please do not do that. You may not go long, which is fine. You may feel that the market is irrational, which is fine. But please do not try to short this market, is the limited point I am trying to make. There is 13 minutes left in trade. Now banks like Axis are beginning to fire up. They will close at the day's high. I have HDFC Bank at day's high, ICICI Bank almost at day's high. Undoubtedly, Kotak is at a day high, as also State Bank of India. So here's a word of caution. If you don't believe in this rally, don't short it at least. Sakshi.
Okay. Let's now look at some of the other stocks. Anything else that you've spotted in this? Okay, so intraday Nifty Bank is also up 47,100. It's crossed that level as well. Anything else, Akshay, that you've spotted? The major indices touching at record high levels?
Yes, so private banking is the flavor, and one bank which has not been much of a price performer, has been subdued, which is staging a possible reversal at its support zone, is Kotak Bank. So Kotak Bank is the momentum is gaining. There is, I believe, some positive news about some addition in its from a management cadre, and I believe at the levels of 1765 where it trades, it's a very good risk reward payoff which you have in Kotak Bank. Upside targets can be as high as 1825 to 1840 from a short to medium term perspective. 1730, 1740 area is a strong support base the bank has set up and has launched up today. So I would recommend to go long on Kotak Bank at the current rates with a target of around 1825.
Okay. So that's as far as Kotak Mahindra Bank is concerned. Shell, we were also looking at the entire sugar space as well, how some of the stocks are moving up, and we wanted to discuss that
Yes.
too amidst the ethanol, building story is concerned. We did have stocks like Sri Renuka Sugar, Balrampur Chini, all of them moving up in trade as well. Anything from the sugar space that looks attractive to you currently, Akshay?
See, most of the sugar stocks are trading around their base, but till today, I mean, till yesterday, you can say the momentum had been a bit off. Volume action was low. Today, there has been some uptick, especially in Renuka Sugars, Balrampur Chini. So it's a good bottom fishing scenario you can have in the sugar sector, but no fireworks expected as of now. It's more of a trading bet as I foresee, going by the trading area where the sugar stocks are and the volume action. So yes, there can be a small round of a recovery rally in the sugar stocks, especially Balrampur Chini at around 390, can see around 410, 415 from a short term scenario. So that will be the best bet I would have from the sugar space.
Sakshi, I track about 22 sugar stocks. 20 of them are in the green. Sadly, Balrampur is the one which has lost the most, about a third of a percent. But look at EID Parry, 6.5% higher. It's now at 639. I think if I remember correctly, EID Parry is also the holding company of Tube Investments. And at one point of time, Mr. Chokolingam had also suggested that people can have a look at it. Strong move coming in on Shakti Sugars. Ponni Road, 2.5% higher, 455. Sri Renuka, as you've mentioned, 4.3% higher, 49.85. Bajaj Hindustan, 4% higher, 38.90. What's essentially happening is that you've seen two positives coming out for the shares, which is that the crushing data for the month of February was for the past month was uploaded fairly recently, and it shows that crushing activity has decreased by 4% in Jan versus 7% a month ago, which essentially means that you are crushing less and you are also producing less sugar. Revised expectations for sugar production for the sugar year 24 is now at 31.7 million tons compared with 33.1 million metric tons earlier. Therefore, a reduction in price and a reduction in production coupled with a reduction in crushing means increase in price. And globally, sugar is moving into a deficit for 2024 as far as global production and global supply is concerned. Therefore, you see this uptick happening on sugar stocks. Now, this is a cyclical industry. The reason that we've given to you is fairly clear. The markets are already at 5-day highs, in fact at record highs. So this one has to be approached in a bit of, how should I say, cautious trade. But the fact is that sugar prices will rise and sugar stock prices will also move up. Sakshi.
Okay, so that's the entire move in the sugar space that you should be constantly watching out. In case you are holding on to sugar space, then this is going to be in development. There is a likelihood that this week itself there could be meeting within the government to discuss the future course of the ethanol policy. The sugar sector has been pushing for a formula based policy as well. So we may be able to hear from the government too on that. And there are some of the news reports that are buzzing that suggest that perhaps early as Thursday is when this meeting could perhaps happen. So this entire space could be in the buzzing space up until then. Akshay, any other BTST trades that we will be looking at and you'd like to suggest to our viewers today?
On the BTST front, it has to be private bank again. I'm very keen the way the momentum is speaking on in the private banking space. So Axis Bank is one stock which you can consider from a BTST perspective. Strong intraday gains, some round of short covering. The bank has been rather subdued, trading around 1080 levels. So today's recovery is a good sign which can target all the way till 1125 on the upside. So Axis Bank can be bought. It's more of a recovery trade, and if it recovers, it's going to recover hard. Your stop loss is going to be 1075 and keep a target till 1125 to 1140.
Okay, so that's as far as the BTST trades are concerned from the banking space again. Let's look at the broader markets and see if we can spot any stocks from there which are flying away as the markets also hit new all-time high levels. Stocks like, which we rarely check, India Hume Pipe, that's up, but about 9% in trade at 298. Then you have Antony Waste Handling Cell. That's also moved up 10% odd. You have Rama Steel Tubes, that's moving up. Remember today Vibhor Steel Tubes made its debut, a blockbuster debut with 182% of a premium listing, and then we saw the move up to 195%, and then there was a circuit. So this entire metal space slash tubes, pipes kind of space is getting a little bit of a move. Anything interesting in this space for you, Akshay?
Indian Hume Pipe, the stock which you just mentioned, that has seen a very strong up move in the last couple of days. Possible breakout registered at the level of 280. That's the reason why you have such a strong momentum pickup. So yes, if you are searching for a momentum-based stock from this particular sector, then this has to be the stock. This can easily go up to 330 on the upside in the short-term scenario. Support area is around 285. So this would be my top bet in the stocks which you named just now.
So 5 days, 5 minutes to go, and we are closing definitely at a record high. My only wish is to see a close above 22,200. That just might be asking for a bit more, because the last half an hour average prices are used to calculate the close of most indices. But let's see. These days, jo mango bazaar se mil jata hai. 5 days ago, I had mentioned the possibility of 22,300 coming in our early morning chats before markets opened. I think it was last Monday, and before the Tuesday is out, before next Wednesday is coming in, that seemed quite a bit of a possibility. Remember, US markets will resume their trade tonight. They were a holiday, they were on an extended weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday and Monday. So one has to be very, very careful in trying to extend long positions, especially after a 6-day stretch on a daily basis on the Nifty and Bank Nifty. So you have to keep that in mind. But two stocks doing fairly well: Sunteck Realty, which our friend Vaishali had mentioned, and of course no let up Sakshi on Zomato. Today's volume is 1,300 crores, 1,346 crores. The counter's up 2.5% at 160, 145. I think the day's high was 163 something. And the volume is about 30% more than the 5-day average. So that's how it is as far as prices are concerned. Bank Nifty taking it away, closing near the day's high, 47,122, 589. I had shared some data with Sakshi in which the 5 top banks, which is HDFC, ICICI, Axis, Kotak and SBI, in the form of weightage have shown either built up of longs or covering of shorts. Put together, both of them are very, very bullish scenarios. The problem is that now the rally is on the 6th day. Please be very careful if you are carrying longs forward. Generally, you know, this kind of extreme confidence often leads to a gap down tomorrow morning, Sakshi.
Okay, so let's ask Akshay himself. Akshay, what
fact,
do you suggest? Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes.
So Akshay, you only tell us for tomorrow what is the strategy that you're recommending?
No, the tomorrow is the Bank Nifty expiry, so it's going to be an actionable. And with the 47,000 level overcome, that's really a positive sign, because if you look at the options placement for the weekly expiry tomorrow, there were a lot of call writers at the strike of 47,000, and these writers have been caught on the wrong foot. So there's a lot of unwinding from these writers, and that's the reason why you have such a strong uptick in the bank index today. My sense is bank index is the preferred choice in the index for tomorrow's trade also. Support is around 46,950, and if this rally continues, it can go all the way till 47,500 tomorrow itself. So yes, be long on Bank Nifty. Tomorrow another positive day could just unfold with another round of unwinding from the call writers.
Okay.
Sakshi, we'll do an interesting thought. We look at the Bank Nifty 29th Feb put for 46,500 rupees, 46,500 level. It's at 297 rupees. It's lost 222 rupees today. I again repeat, Bank Nifty 29th Feb expiry put for 46,500. Let's see how this one will move tomorrow. It is at the moment at I think 299 if I'm not mistaken. Let's see whether we are able to get this one on air or not. Yes, it's exactly at 300 rupees. Sakshi, the most interesting part is this was at 1,758 rupees on 12th of Feb. Let's see what happens tomorrow. So we'll keep this one in mind. Sakshi, to you.
Okay. Well, on that note, thanks a lot, Akshay, for being with us on the show and sharing with us such wonderful thoughts, and good to have you again. And we'll see you back on Market Today very soon. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are closing at record high levels for the Nifty. It's 22,209 on your screens, 86 points higher in trade for the Nifty. And when we talk about the Nifty Bank, that's the one that you should look at, a 1.2% uptick that really aided the sentiments and lifted the Nifty also higher in trade at day's high. Shut stop 577 points higher, 47,112 for the Nifty Bank. Along with it, financial services picked up sharp pace over the last 15-20 minutes odd, and you see that some of these stocks were really pulled up. Of course, it had been going on an uptrend, but last 15 minutes there was another kind of uptick that saw on the expiry day for the Nifty Financial Services, 1.2% higher. Realty space, private banks, oil and gas, healthcare, PSU banks, all of them back into the green, and it's HDFC Bank that closed at 1,452 and 2.5% higher. That led to the recovery and a sharp uptick and a close at record levels for the Nifty, and a Nifty Bank closing above 47,102. Power Grid 4% higher, top mover today. Axis Bank follows next, followed by HDFC Bank, NTPC, Kotak Mahindra Bank, SBI Life and BPCL, the top movers on the Nifty. On the losing side, however, you did have Hero MotoCorp, Coal India, Bajaj Auto, Eicher Motors and TCS, HCL Tech. So IT and autos that were on the slower lane in trade today. But Z Entertainment 6.5% higher, some of the gains taken off from the highs. Power Grid again, Glenmark Pharma, Deepak Nitrite, Aarti Industries as the other movers from the F&O space. With that, we wrap up this special trading session for all you viewers, and do stay tuned on to Business Today to catch all the action that continues even beyond the markets on Business Today. Many thanks from Shail and me.
Darwin Platform Group of Companies is one of the fastest growing diversified Indian conglomerates with global footprints. It is setting up offices globally and tying up with companies across the globe for multiple sectors. The company has ventured into real estate and construction, stockbroking and finance, arms and ammunition, mining, airlines, and many other sectors.
Celebrate 32 years of leadership in business news with Business Today. From the groundbreaking AI cover of Sundar Pichai to PM Modi's exclusive on G20, we redefine headlines. Now our 32nd anniversary issue explores India 2029, the 5-year agenda, with industry titans sharing exclusive insights. So, just BT it for unparalleled perspectives. Business Today, 32 years of leadership, innovation and business brilliance. Subscribe now.